Okay, so let's take a look at how you can set up ExpressRoute in Microsoft Azure. So we will take a look at our Azure portal. Then we can click on All Services. Alternatively, we can also click on Create a Resource. So what we can do here is we can simply type in ExpressRoute. As you can see here, it will give me options like circuits, direct, and so on. If we check the marketplace, we will also find Microsoft's Express route option that we can choose. So we click on that, it will take us create Express route option. Right now, simply first start by clicking on free trial for your subscription, or if you are on pay as you go, select accordingly. Then your resource group, then you pick the region, right? So let's see, I will pick the region close to me, so South Asia, or the recommended option. Right now I can pick my express route demo. Right, it's available, so I can move to configuration. Here you can see I will have to configure variety of things like port type. I can use provider, or I can choose direct. I can create or import from the interface, right? So import, or you can create new. Now the important step is choosing the provider. So currently I'm in South Asia, so I will be getting those options. So here you can see Airtel, AT&T, then British Telecom, right? Variety of such option for express route you can explore, and they are alphabetically sorted, right? As you can see, I have like this geo option, so I pick the geo. Then peering location, I will choose the nearest one, so this is the nearest one to me. Then comes the bandwidth, I will choose the most lowest one, which is 50 Mbps, right? Now SKU will be our standard one, billing model method, and we can allow classic operations, so I will just go with no. Now next thing, choose tags. So if you want to sort this out or organize within your resource group, you will use the tags. Finally, you will choose review and create. For that you can do the validation, right? So for validation you can select all the options, configurations, and what we can do here is you can simply click on create, right? So we will create this, but do note that even if you create the express route, your provider, which is for the peering location, needs to provision that particular service, otherwise it will remain in dormant state, right? So we are just testing things out, so I will be explaining you the procedure. Now meanwhile you can see the deployment is going on, and now it is finished, it is showing us the green light. So what we can do from this point onwards is clicking on go to resource. Now it has its own interface and dashboard to explore, so we will take a look at variety of those options. Right now here you can see all the details being given related to your express route circuit. It is enabled, it has its location, however you can pay attention to provider status, not provisioned, which is correct. And here you see within peerings it has Azure private, public, Microsoft, none of them are provisioned, right? So we will have to wait for that. It will take a bit of time from the peering location to allow that express route circuit to be provisioned. So if you are paying for that service, then usually it will get provisioned quickly. However, for free trial or so, often it goes in a queue and not immediately provisioned to the user. Right now we will take a look at some of the feature. First feature being our settings, where we can check the configuration. You can see provider we selected, peering location, bandwidth I can adjust at any time. I can also check the SKU, local being grayed out. I have standard and premium to choose from. I can choose billing model, unlimited or metered. based on my capacity to spend. Then classic operations are not applicable. Any settings on this particular page I choose to do will require me to save that configuration. Now comes the connections part. Now within connection you can see there are no connections, no option to add either because circuit is not provisioned. So we are kind of crossed out on some of the features to explore. Now comes authorization. You will have your resource ID here to copy, and currently we don't have any options to add any specific authorization option considering we are not provisioned. So we will just go through and look before proceeding. Now go to pairings. Currently you see it shows the status of not provisioned. Once allowed, you can go through the respective provisioned areas and explore. Then comes properties. Now within properties you can see circuit status and location along with service keys, resource ID and subscription ID. These details you often need to input in some of the applications which require them for working around with your pairings, right? There are also monitoring options that you have here, right? So if you check some of them like insights, then there are alerts, metrics and so on, right? So when you click on insights, it will show you those options here. It will show you what's the status of your route. Okay, then you can also take a look at the status here. Currently clicking on that would take you back to overview considering nothing is provisioned, right? Now apart from that, there is option for automation. In tasks you can also export the template. Once this particular instance is provisioned, you can mark that as safely provisioned and export that as a template, right? So another thing is you can go back and take a look at your access control. So this particular I am covering because a lot of people want to know if we can assign particular set of people with their role for handling ExpressRoute. So that is possible and a lot of people do that. You can check your own access. You can also assign other people, set their roles, right, from these operations. Then you can also pick your own classic admins. You can add them. You can deny some of the users for accessing this particular region, right? So apart from this, there is always tags you can explore if you are handling multiple resources and organizing them using your tags on Azure. So I have pretty much covered some of the basic parts of ExpressRoute circuit. Now the thing is, let's say I want to get rid of this particular ExpressRoute circuit. So what can I do in that case? So what you can do here is click on delete and go through the process for deletion. So if you click on that, it will ask you whether you really want to delete that. So say yes. It will take you to this particular notification that it is being deleted. You can go back into the home and once deleted you will find notification showing that the specific ExpressRoute circuit is deleted, right? You can also take a look at whether all the resources related to this ExpressRoute circuit is deleted or not. Okay, because that part is important because a lot of services like say one that makes use of virtual network or so are often stays dormant because base service may get deleted but the respective connected services will remain as such. So you may have to pay attention to all the things that are connected to your services and make sure to delete them or you can turn them off to avoid getting billed. Right, so this was process to creating an express route circuit in Microsoft Azure.